Hello, folks. Welcome to Morning Coffee with Maddog Merv. It is flippin' cold out here, but I do have the heat on. I'm currently in the doghouse, as you can see. It's just a little bit too frosty out there without the sun up. Let's see what we got going on the channel, shall we? Welcome to Morning Coffee. Maddog Merv today.
Got our French roast this morning again.
I wonder if I'm a big fat guy. I mean, holy cow.
I always had a schmear.
So he's probably going for bagels. He's trying to steal.
Oh my gosh, I can't even believe it.
I have no clue.
And I got a bunch of chores to do. Oh, who wants to do that?
I had to put a cranium cover on because it's a little bit chilly out here. So today we're gonna skip the shout out. There's a bunch of channels I've been watching, but nothing in particular that I want to recommend to you guys right now. Again, check out the staples. Wagon Master 390, Mike, good friend. If you're into CB radios or ever were in your life, he's got a great channel. And then there's Pete's Model Car Customs, of course. Pete, I really enjoy his creativity and his modeling skills, and I learn from him all the time. Stuff that I see in his videos. Those guys really have become staples. Toyman Television, Dale, and his amazing ability to do scenery and things with his, right now it's garden scale trains, but his other train stuff that he does. Again, he's definitely worth checking out. So those are the three that I'm just going to kind of say, check them out today. Hope Thanksgiving was good for everybody. Sure was here. We had really good weather, other than it was just cold, but beautiful outside. Got to spend time with the grandkids. And when it came down to turkey dinner, they were all gone. They were all at other parents' or grandparents' houses, so it was just kind of quiet. Watching football as usual, and enjoying a wonderful Thanksgiving dinner. But for me, it was a wonderful time to reflect on all that I was grateful for, all that I've been blessed with, all of the stuff that makes my world go around, that without it, I wouldn't be who I am. So it was a great day of reflection for me. Black Friday, I don't go out and do the shopping. If I'm going to do anything on Black Friday, it's going to be Amazon. I'm just not into the crowds and all the other, crap, the traffic and whatnot. So, but it's been a very good weekend to this point. Now, last week we had the batch painting that I was doing with the Warhammer figures, and hopefully that was something that you guys liked watching. For me, it's been wonderful, and I can't say it enough. I know I've said it 1,000 times already, but I'm learning so much as I'm doing these figures. It's definitely helping with the other figures that I want to do, like the 35th scale and whatnot. But I'm really enjoying what I'm currently doing, and my army is coming together nicely. We'll be looking at it in a few weeks. It's obviously not done yet, but whether it's game appropriate or not, I don't care. I'm just enjoying building these little figures and painting them. And again, it's right up my alley, being more of a fantasy thing than trying to replicate something that was actually used or actually, an actual person, which to me is a lot more difficult because I always want to get it right. Where with doing these figures, I can just do whatever, and who's to question it? So I'm hoping that you guys are liking this series. Now, I'm not turning this channel into a Warhammer channel. That's not what I'm doing. But as you guys know, I go through these waves of, whether it's trains or cars or armor or figures or whatever it is, and I just take you along for the ride. So I'm hoping that this is something you guys like. We'll be doing a few more shows that involve either the bases or the Warhammer figures themselves. Speaking of which, we had, I wanted to show you guys those latest Warhammer figures that I got, to kind of compare them with the dragon figures that I showed a couple of weeks before. And just the difference in the quality. Now, true, those were older dragon figures, and the newer ones are much better. But just the way these Warhammer figures are engineered, the way they go together, the fit is so precise on these things. And I just really enjoy quality built or quality construction materials. And it's why a lot of the car kits I just really I'm real grumpy about, because they use the old molds that are 1,000 years old, and they just don't fit very well for the most part. But these Warhammer figures, they fit really well. Getting them built, and again, we'll show you how they turn out at a future date. So we won't be doing a kit hoarder stash this week. We'll wait a couple weeks. But we will tomorrow. We have a show. And I was thinking of doing a show on some armor builds that I've had that I haven't shown you guys, or if I did, it was just really brief. But there's a couple armor builds that I've run across some of my pictures, going through some of my pictures of stuff. And I thought, you guys might want to hear about these particular armor builds, because they're, of course, unique. So anyway, that's what the plan is for tomorrow's show. And let's see, what's been going on? So besides Thanksgiving and enjoying time with the family and the grandkids and the dogs, I've been out here a little bit, because the lighting is so good when you're trying to paint miniatures and you've got old eyes like I do. You need good lighting. So doing the best I can inside, but every once in a while I have to come out here and get some of the details done. And of course I'm using these acrylics, so they've got to be inside, and they stay in my pocket when I come out here so they don't get cold. But I have been doing some basing, some more basing. I found, again, I didn't do a lot of basing in the past. I've done some dioramas in the past, but not to the level that I'm doing these right now. For example, I made some bases just this week of like a ruined, inside of a temple or something like that had a marble floor, and so I've been doing these marble floors. I'm not quite happy. I'm happy with the floors, just not all the rubble in that yet. I gotta work on how to do rubble better. So again, this is all learning, and I like to take you guys with as I learn, just to show you that if you've never done something before, it doesn't really matter. We'll try it out here, and you can see by my mistakes how easy it'll be for you to do. So we'll, in a few weeks, have another basing tutorial, because there's a bunch of bases that I'm turning out just to see if I can do them. And like I say, I'm having a great time doing those. What else was I? Working on my army. They're called the Blood Angels. So the Ultramarines, which are blue, BYU colors around here. So around here, just so you know, in Salt Lake City, we have these two college sports teams, and usually, either in basketball or football, they're nationally ranked. Most of the time in football, one of them is nationally ranked, and there was actually a time many years ago when one of them won the national championship. So we have the University of Utah running Utes. Utes are Indians, Indian tribe, by the way. Running Ute, and they have this beautiful crimson and white is their colors. Then there's Brigham Young University, which started here in Salt Lake City and moved to Provo, Utah, which is about 30 miles from here, back, century or so ago, and they have blue and white as their colors. The Utah Utes started out the season this year nationally ranked in the top 25. They were in the teens, and then they started to lose. They lost 7 straight, finally won one yesterday. Good for them. The Brigham Young University, the Cougars, as they're called, they are the blue and white guys, and they didn't start nationally ranked. They weren't expected to do much, but yet they got this undefeated record in the Big 12, and they were actually moved up to, I want to say, number 8th in the country a couple weeks ago, until they lost. And then when they lost, and they beat the Utes this year, we call it the Holy War around here, but they lost a couple of weeks ago. They lost 2 straight games, so that's going to put them in jeopardy for the conference championship, and it took them out of the national ranking. But anyway, so we have those 2 teams around here. So the red and white, blue and white. It's just a constant battle when we refer to things around here. So my son's Ultramarines were blue, as you saw. And there is a faction, there's actually a couple of different factions his Ultramarines were blue. The ones that I painted a couple of weeks ago. The faction that I chose to build are called Blood Marines, and they are red. Of course, they're red. So I've got the red guys, he's got the blue guys. This will be great for rivalry week in the future. But that's what I'm currently working on is my red army, my Blood Angels. They also have a faction that is got yellow armor. They've got one that's got black armor. And I think there's even one with green armor. But maybe someday I'll get into all that. But right now I'm just having too much fun working on my Blood Angels. So anyway, where I was going with that is the colors and the color combinations, and then trying to come up with a base that's a bit of a contrast for what I'm doing, so it sticks out a little bit more. It's all challenging, and it's all a whole lot of fun for me. There's some things I'm going to show you guys because I've started working with magnets now. Right now I'm putting them in bases. Eventually I'm going to start putting them into figures, like the old Tamiya P51 but the Tamiya P51 that had the little teeny magnets that you could close the cowling and whatnot. I want to be able to take an arm off and, put a different arm on, that type of thing. Again, I'll take you with when we do that. So anyway, I hope you guys have a wonderful 1st of December week. I'm going to hopefully be busy getting this army together, and join us tomorrow for some of my armor builds that maybe you folks haven't seen before. So take care. See you soon.